So the Las Vegas Raiders have agreed to let Derek Carr go and visit the New Orleans Saints. This is a huge development for Derek Carr's status on when he's going to be traded. And, even though Ian Rappaport said a trade is not imminent, a trade is imminent. He's probably going to New Orleans. I've been saying this for a while. Derek Carr is a great fit over there. Their head coach over there, Dennis Allen, these two are a little familiar. Dennis Allen was the head coach for the Raiders back in 2014 when they drafted Derek Carr. And he plugged Derek Carr in, and they worked wonders. They figured it out. It was fun to watch them work together. And Carr and him go back. It's reported that they have talked. They've known each other for forever. So it only seems right for Carr to want to go to New Orleans. But that's not the only reason. And as we get into it more here, I'd like to welcome you to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. Where I cover all the NFL's news, Colts news, everything, man. This is a place for you. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that you will not regret hitting that subscribe button, that notification bell. So, back to the Derek Carr. Him knowing Dennis Allen, that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to that being an attractive spot. It's a stable franchise. You're not going to have a new head coach every year. You're not going to be dealing with a bunch of bull crap. The Saints are a franchise. They keep a lot of that stuff out of there. They are straightforward. No BS. They're a stable franchise. They're not poverty franchise like the Raiders really are. Derek Carr was the only thing keeping the Raiders away from poverty. They're there, have a new head coach almost every damn year, almost a brand new head coach. Derek Carr is one of the only reasons why the Raiders have been somewhat relevant. Horrible defense almost every single year. Basically every year. Never really had a nice he had an offensive line 1 or 2 years. Other than that, never really had an offensive line. Had some decent weapons at one point. Still has some. Just, he has Devontae Adams, Darren Waller. But the fact that he has to go through, learn a new system every year, have to deal with one of the worst defenses annually, it's very difficult to have success in the NFL. Doesn't matter who you are. So you go and you look at the New Orleans Saints roster. There is a lot to look at, and it's like a kid in a candy shop with all these little weapons here. There's a lot of fun weapons. Now there could be some work done. There are some injury issues that you can worry about, some injury problems. But some of these guys stay healthy. The Saints team, the Saints offense, and the defense has playmakers all over it. This Saints team could be an incredible team next year with Derek Carr. Now, yeah, there were times where Derek Carr didn't look good this year, but you have to realize what he had to work with. He hasn't had any help at all. The defense, weapons were okay. Outside of Devontae Adams, not really consistent weapon, not really a weapon there that has, I did like Matt Collins a little bit there, but he's not number 2. He's an okay 3, good 3 maybe. Number 2, no, he's not really number 2. But he would replace Andy Dalton. Winston would be the backup. And you look at some of the weapons he's gonna have. Alvin Kamara, an amazing running back out of the backfield. Really, really high-end scat back. A lot of people aren't going to like that term, but he's never had over 1,000 rushing yards. I don't think he's even had over 700. Yeah, he's had high touchdown seasons. He's had a decent amount of yards, a lot of all-purpose yards, but truly you're a running back, and you want to see him have more success on the ground, but he's so well in the passing game that, it kind of suffices for it. Kamara is a very above-average, rare scat back. He's a very good running back. Very good running back. He's definitely top 10, absolutely, when healthy. You move on to, you also have David Johnson, Benjamin. Those are some decent backup guys. You move to the wide receiver room. Very injury heavy. First, we're going to tackle Chris Olave, who is a guy who was healthy, the Ohio State guy. Would be a phenomenal wide receiver for Derek Carr to work with. Phenomenal route runner. Such a smart player. Then you move on, and it gets even better with Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry. If they get stay healthy, that's a problem with those two. But right there, those are 3 really solid wide receivers. Keith Kirkwood is a capable forward. Marquise Callaway is a fun deep threat option. There is so much to look forward to in this offense. They just need another quarterback that can really get it done. Now, Andy Dalton had a solid year, but do you really want to count on him? You know, it's weird. The Saints are one of those teams. It's weird because Andy Dalton's was solid last year, and it's just puzzling because they have a solid football team. It's just, why did they not win more games? What happened? And you know, Derek Carr is definitely better than Andy Dalton. Much better attitude. I mean, Andy Dalton doesn't have bad attitude. He has more savvy. He has a better presence. He's just better than Andy Dalton. Tight end issue, not really great. Fullback, whatever. Teams don't really carry fullbacks. Offensive line is solid. Really like some of the guys on that offensive line. You have Ramczyk, you have Andreas Pete, you have Trevor Penning, Eric McCoy, Calvin Throckmorton. I think that's how you say his name, but it's not horrible. And then you have the defense side, but you just have a ton of good players in the defense that can get Derek Carr more opportunities, which he's never had with the defense. And I think you give him more opportunities. I think he could have himself a 30-plus touchdown year easily. So, with the Saints, with him visiting the Saints, trade is right around the corner. You can't say it's not because, you know, if the Raiders are agreeing to this, the compensation has had to already been agreed on. It's had to be. So, really exciting here. I would love to see Derek Carr go to the Saints. Love it. But how would you Saints fans feel? I know your Raiders fans are probably ready to move on from him, and you want to move on from him, you know, and Derek Carr wants to move on. Raiders are ready to move on. I think the Raiders are going to regret this a little bit. You guys let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, put that post notification bell on so you do not miss any future videos. This is a place for you, man. Give me a chance. You will never look back. You will never regret it. Catch y'all later. It's JW Sports Talk Show. Signing off.